What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of NBA to the Galaxy podcast, featuring your host, my man to the right of me, Slim. You can find him on X at RTR30111, and myself. I go by Scotty. You can find me at Scotty Drown on X on TikTok, and of course, you can find the pod at To the Galaxy Pod. That's going to be on X and TikTok. It goes by the same handle. So be sure to follow us there. We are pushing out the content on TikTok thanks to my man Slim over there. Getting this all clipped up, sharing it out so we can hopefully get more and more subscribers on the YouTube channel, and get more viewers and commenters involved in the show. All that being said, we got D-Rab already in the comments, one of our loyal viewers. We appreciate you, bruh. All that being said, man, we're obviously getting into the playoffs, the first round, what's happening so far. But how's your day going so far, my man? Happy Tuesday. And we got some more action tonight, tomorrow night, and the night after that. That's just how the first round goes. That's the really nice part about it is we get playoff basketball each and every night. But how you feeling on this fine Tuesday, man?
Feeling great, brother. Definitely can't complain. It's always cool when we link up and do this. And yeah, man, just a fun guy out here in the words of Kawhi, doing what I do best. So, hey, can't complain. But yeah, having fun today, man.
I hear that. D-Rab said you out here floating, my man. Got the yellow in the background. I don't know if you're floating because the Warriors got that W, or if this is just a play on words by my man D-Rab. But you over there floating, bro. It must be a great Tuesday. All that being said, man, let's jump right in. We haven't been on here since last Thursday, so we are going to start with a little bit of play-in conversation, just wrapping that up for the season. We're going to start out west, though. I know that was the later game, but it's still what is more interesting for my money. Nico Harrison, those Dallas Mavericks, they get ousted by the Memphis Grizzlies. Really wasn't very competitive in this matchup. It got closer at times, but the Mavs just really couldn't pull it all together. AD has a monster game. He's going off, but ends up injured again towards the end of that game, hampered a bit. And Nico Harrison, man, he doubled down on his comments afterwards. And I'll throw it to you to start the show here, my man. Nico Harrison, the Dallas Mavericks. How did they move past this Luka trade, like into this offseason? How did they get past this? Or is this just something that is going to drag along basically for the rest of Nico Harrison and maybe even AD's career?
Well, first of all, I have to say, I don't think it's fair to kind of like include AD in this because he just was involved in the trade. He didn't really have a say-so. So, fans shouldn't definitely be mad at him for something that a guy like Nico Harrison pulled off. So if I were the Dallas Mavericks fans, I would just kind of slack up on AD. But when it comes down to Nico Harrison, right? Man, this dude, like you said, he has doubled down on Trey and Luka. Like, don't get me wrong, defense does win you championships and whatnot. And he's a firm believer in that. And also, like, to your point, man, like, with Nico, bro, like, it's kind of hard for him to just move on because I think it's a guilt thing too. Like, dang man, if the Dallas Mavericks don't win a championship, let's just say in 3 to 4 seasons, this trade may go down as one of the worst trades in NBA history in terms of like from what they was trying to achieve and ultimately winning a championship. And if they fall short of that, it's just a bad look because Kyrie Irving, he tore his ACL. There's no guarantee he's going to come back. It's the same Kyrie Irving that we're accustomed to seeing. And with AD, to your point, like he was balling in that play-in game, but he did hurt himself. So we know what that history be like. Like AD, he's the past couple plus years he's been doing better, just playing and being available. But we all know he can go through different moments where he's not playing and he's getting injured and things of that nature. So when you look at it from that perspective, like as a Dallas Maverick fan, it's like, man, we just traded the guy that led us to the NBA Finals. Obviously, we came up short of the goal, but still, why not just wait? We were to trade him, why not get something better? But anyway, man, like some of the comments Nico Harrison been saying, man, is just crazy. Like this dude, this is a GM, by the way. This man literally said, he said, he underestimated the fans' connection between Luca and the fan base. This brother said, "I did know that Luca was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know to what level. He expected fan backlash, but thought it would be subside if the team featuring AD and Kyrie and others perform well." Like what? Like you didn't know that a guy like Luka Doncic had that type of connection with your fans? Like that is crazy to me, bro. Like what are we talking about here?
Yeah,
Like,
no, that it is. It's tone deaf. It's delusional, and I just think it's one of those things, man, where that could only happen in Dallas, and even then, it probably still can't happen in Dallas. Like fans are going to rebel next season. They're not going to buy tickets.
oh yeah.
Now, if Dallas comes out, they make some moves this offseason. They start to look like a contender again. Kyrie's healthy, AD's healthy, Clay's healthy. He's back. Maybe the fans start to buy in once they see the team can gather wins towards the beginning of the season. But
Hmm.
I don't see how they can flip the aura around the team right now and the fan base and everybody's buying with this team and with Nico Harrison,
Yeah.
um, because of you trading just such an elite superstar, and then you see the way he performs in game one for the Lakers. He was really the only one that did show up for the Lakers in that game one matchup.
Yeah.
And I think as long as you have that glaring example or that glaring comparison in front of you, and what I'm getting at is the Lakers advancing in this postseason or making a deep run with Luka Doncic. That is kind of the way the Mavs can get away with this, and it's out of their control. But if the Lakers get outed in the first round of the postseason, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but if they do,
Yeah.
that's a way you could kind of deflect and say, I told you so. You can't win because you can't play defense. And, you have LeBron. Like, that's a way they can get by for a season about this
Yeah.
trade. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's
Like.
how bad it is that we're talking
Right.
about how can they just get by
Hmm.
without, like, having to hear about this or be distracted by this.
Yeah.
And it's hard to imagine because, once again, if Luka goes out and he's scoring 35 plus in each of these playoff games against the T-Wolves and they somehow get to the second round and then maybe even get to the Western Conference Finals, the spotlight is going to be even further magnified on the Dallas Mavericks. And I think it just speaks to how delusional Nico Harrison is when he makes comments like that. Like, I get AD. He is a player to be excited for, but, like, I don't know, man. Like, maybe I don't know. Like, what do you like? How do you come to this conclusion? Like, I don't know. Like, he's in the room with Luca. He's in like the practice facilities. Like, he sees his training. Like his conditioning, his workouts, his work ethic. Like, is it our place to like judge Nico Harrison? Like, you know what I mean? Like, for him he says what he sees, and this is why it happened. The only thing that gives me drawback for giving him that benefit of the doubt is of him like being the evaluator and being the one that sees Luka every day whenever he was there,
Hmm.
is the reaction from guys like Kyrie Irving, from teammates on the roster where they're surprised. So if Luka's workout habits were that bad, Kyrie Irving would not be fucking with Luka. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
if it was that bad, if he was getting like superstar treatment on this roster so far and out beyond the rest of the team,
Yeah.
then why isn't the rest of the team upset and want him off of the roster? They wanted him back. They were
Yeah.
surprised by the trade. So that just
Yeah,
doesn't add up once
quite
again.
frankly, the whole world was surprised, but
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
like also, man, like you brought up some great points, man. Like two last comments that I've seen that really caught my attention. Number one, Luca's response to some of the remarks that Nico had to say. He said basically was sad to sum it all up, like disappointing in how Nico discussed the trade and knowing that they haven't spoken since. And Harrison responded, "I feel the same way Luca does. I never spoken ill of him. I'm just ready to move on with this team that we have." Like, bro, you just can't make a trade like that and just think that it's just finna go away like
Yeah.
that. Like, this is something to talk about for for quite a while, if I'm being honest with
And
you.
then you see Luca's response, and he actually cares about it. And I think
Yeah, he
that's
was sad. I mean, the man broke his phone, so. And lastly, like another thing that caught my attention was like the fan backlash and his personal impact. Like Nico acknowledged the intense fans' reaction, including like fire Nico chants at games and even at unrelated events. If he be at
yeah.
dinner or something. And this how I know that this man, to your point, is delusional. This man said he describes the experience as awesome, but not in a positive way. But maintain confidence in his role, citing his contract and support system. Like I don't know, man. That is just wild to me. But I mean, obviously, we just can't judge the team because Kyrie Irving he got injured or whatever. But I still think that was just a bad trade to make. And it's so funny how we still discussing this during the playoffs. It's just you know. But he keep
Yeah.
breaking it to himself, like he just would not leave it alone. Like keep discussing it.
And like I said, man, like it's not gonna go away just because the Mavs have exited the postseason or the play-in or whatever their season concludes. As long as the Lakers are in the postseason, as long as Luka is still playing, the spotlight is still going to be on the Mavs in that decision to trade away Luka Doncic. So yeah, let's flip it over. Let's flip it over to the Lakers and let's just start right there because we got Ash in the comments dropping rhymes. I don't know, like CSI, Apple Pie, Bill Nye, the Science Guy, Lakers in 5. That's catchy. That's catchy. I'll give them that.
Everybody
Uh,
got rhymes when it comes down to the Lakers winning.
Bo Nix, iPhone 6, Betty Crocker cake mix, Lakers to Cancun in 5. So which one is it? Lakers to Cancun in 5. So you got the Lakers going home.
Mm.
Just clarify that for me, Ash. Are you rolling with the Lakers or are you saying they're gone? D-Rab says they did that shit on purpose to get fixed to the team and move it to Vegas. Yeah, that's not a bad theory as well. We know Vegas wants a
Oh, let's
basketball
go.
team.
We got another Warriors fan in here, man. Let's go. Let's get it.
Solid
Another
theory,
Warriors
not
fan.
gonna lie. Crazy because Dallas ain't a small market. Yeah, that's very fair.
So,
Dallas is not a small market.
so do you want to discuss what Trey Young says so we go and get out of the way, or just?
Yeah, you're right. Before we move to Lakers, go ahead. Trae Young, right?
But hold up, though,
he,
man.
he
What's
says
crazy?
it is his comment. I don't know which comments you saw, but the one comment I thought was fair. You play an 82 game season. The
That's what I
teams that make the
said.
playoffs, let them make the fucking playoffs. Like I do feel that to an extent. At the same time, I do think like just win a play-in game, dog, and you'll be in the postseason. Like I do think that. But on the other side of it, it is like a big sample size for you to lock in your seating for the postseason, but yet you still have to go and play in the play-in. What is it? Are those the comments that you saw? I want to make sure we're on the
Yeah.
same page.
Yeah. So he said, "Scrap that freaking play in. You play 82 games in the regular season, and that should be enough to determine which teams are going to the playoffs." When I was doing my research on it, like I don't even know if he actually said this because the internet, bro, like they can say things
I
like
was
that.
wondering.
Because I really don't know if this is true or not, but
I was wondering because I
we're
saw that
going.
on X.
Yeah, we're gonna roll with it as it is. If it is true or not, I mean, I don't know. We're gonna act like it is, but anyway, man, like to Trey Young point, I would have to disagree with that because the play-in is designed to keep more teams competing deeper into the season, like, and it's done that for the past 4 years since it's been in play or whatever. So Trey hates it. Being a losing player, he can't get out of the play-in. But if he was on the other side of it, I'm sure he wouldn't even have nothing to say. Like even LeBron came out and said once upon a time that whoever created the fucking play-in should get fired. And I disagree with that because it gives you another opportunity to make the postseason. Like a team like the Hawks, they was like what the 10th seed or something. If the season were to end, y'all are not making the playoffs. So y'all should be grateful to have an opportunity to even get in. So
Well, no, I think his point. The Hawks were the 8th seed.
they were
Yeah, the Bulls were the 10 seed.
okay.
I'm trying to think because the Hawks
Oh, okay,
lost.
they were.
The Hawks
Yeah, they
played
were.
the Heat and lost to the
Yeah.
Heat. and then hold on,
Okay.
no. Thought
Yeah, because
the
it
Heat
was
played the
the
Bulls. The Heat played the Bulls 9 and 10.
19
Hawks lost to
Magic.
Orlando.
Yeah, Magic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they played the Heat and lost to the Heat. So that it like he's saying like we earned the 8th seed, or they may have even did they have no Orlando had the 7th seed. They had the Atlanta Hawks had the 8th seed. Um, but I don't know. I think there's two sides to it because I think your squad is in the West. So in the West, I think the play-in is it's a little more interesting because you have better teams, you have better competition out there, and it's worth it for those teams to play late into the season. Whereas over in the Eastern Conference, man, like the Chicago Bulls, for example, they don't need to keep competing. Like they need to blow this team up, and they need to get the best possible draft picks that they can get. So, like in the Eastern Conference, I think like the level of competition is so like top heavy in a sense that it's like you don't really need these bum ass teams trying to get into the postseason. But I do feel you on the Western Conference side. You have very viable teams down there in that play-in tournament that could win a spot and ultimately make it. So there's I can see both sides, I guess is what I'm trying to say there, man. But
Yeah, I guess you could look at it from both perspectives. I just feel like it was a smart thing to do. I mean, you seen like the last week of the NBA how competitive games were.
yeah,
You know,
it
teams
is
were
fair.
just trying to avoid the play-in tournament, and you seen how the play-in games been going competitive and whatnot. So I could kind of see it from Trey Young perspective and us as fans. You know, the way we view it. So
Yeah, as a fan, I do like the play-in. If I was Trey Young, I would feel that way. I would be like, we earned the fucking 8th seed. Like, I'm not
yeah,
playing
yeah.
postseason ball right now for what? But yeah, ultimately, I think the better teams did make the postseason, so that is the positive side of it. I think the Heat deserved to be there instead of the Atlanta Hawks. So I think it did work out ultimately, but I feel for him. I feel for him. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe it's his fault. Maybe he should have played
Yeah,
better.
because D-Rab make a good point right here. Because what did he say? Because now it looks like he can't lead his team to the playoffs. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He could have though if he just played better in any of those two
Yeah, he
playing
definitely. I
games.
mean, he didn't play good if we're being honest here. So.
Yeah, like to complain about that, if that is a true quote from him, then it's a little weird. Um, but whatever, man. Let's move to the first round. We spent about 20 minutes on the play-in. Let's close that out for the season. I'm sure it won't be the last time, excuse me, that we talk about Luka Doncic in that trade and the Dallas Mavericks. But for now, we'll close that chapter. Well, we'll close it to an extent. We're going to talk about the Lakers and the T-Wolves. Let's talk about that game one just to stay kind of on track with where the viewers are at right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Minnesota T-Wolves come out, and do you want to say they stole game one or they just won game one? I don't know if you would say that they stole it. What were your thoughts in this game, man? Obviously, McDaniels had a hell of a game. Naz Reid off the bench had a hell of a game, but Luka did ball out. Luka
Yeah,
balled the hell
Luka
out.
did it. Yeah, he did it. He did the damn thing. It was the others that didn't really step up. Like LeBron pretty much struggled. And to your point, like Nas Reed, man, like Nas motherfucking Reed, man. He went out there, he delivered in great fashion, man. To me, if the Timberwolves going to win this series, he's going to have to be the X factor. So, and
That's a
guys
good
like
point.
Jaden McDaniels, even Julius Randle, if he can give you what he gave him, like 18 points, if he can give you something like 18 and up, then hey, man, I like Minnesota in this series. I promise you, I do. My guy D-Rad not going to like that, but hey, man.
Yeah, I do. I think it makes tonight's game huge. Obviously, because the Lakers just can't afford to go down 0-2 in LA, right? And then go back to Minnesota. But the confidence that the T-Wolves are playing with, man, and Edwards, obviously, as a leader, he didn't have like this like otherworldly game one. He just did what he needed to do to get his teammates involved. He did what he needed to do in the scoring column. But the chippering on the sidelines, man, I don't know if you saw the video of him talk.
Yeah,
I guess that was to a fan.
yeah. He got fined He got fined 50K for that too.
I don't even know if we can repeat it.
He got fined 50K for that,
Kid
man. That
show.
was, man, that's why I love Ant, man. He's just being him, bro. Like
Keeps it real. Makes
he's
it
for real.
entertaining. It's
He's for
fun.
real. And he
Um,
have his teammates back for sure, So
you got 200 mil.
200
How
mil,
much you
300
got?
mil.
I did. I love that. Obviously we make fun of Rudy Gobert all the time on this show, his contract, everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're Ant Edwards, that's exactly who you have to be for your team.
Yeah.
LeBron, what were your thoughts on LeBron's performance? Like,
Say Father Time, man. Like I don't want to take nothing away from Bron, but it's like in game one, it's like, and in the playoff series, you don't want to just try to get too ahead of yourself because sometimes like these game ones performances from guys like a Nas Reed and McDaniels, they can be flukes. They'll have these types of games and they'll never have another game like that in the
yeah,
series. Like, speaking from experience, like when we played the Celtics in the finals that year, Derek White and Al Horford had one hell of a game one. And ever
yeah,
since that performance, they didn't have another game like that. So when I look at a guy like LeBron, we all know LeBron about one of the greatest to do it for sure. I think he had bounced back in great fashion. It's just like sometimes in a situation like that, you just still trying to figure it out. Like the lineups, I just seen JJ Redick said that what it was yesterday. They had one of the best practices that they had in months. So we'll see if that's true or not. See how guys moving out there on the court or whatnot. But I think LeBron shake back for sure. He knows what's at stake here. You definitely can't give up 2 games to the
yeah.
opposing team at home. So yeah, I think LeBron shake back for sure.
Yeah, I do. I like the Lakers to win tonight. To that point, just because, like, obviously LeBron could have had a better game one. D-Rab
Yeah.
mentions here that Bron doesn't lose game twos usually. He can't afford to lose game two in this case. To your
Well,
point,
we're being honest here, D-Rail. That was back then. This is a new era we living in, so you can't really just, So, but
that's
you can
kind
go
of the
back.
thing, man. That's the thing. Like, what if he just doesn't come out tonight and put the team on his back, right? And I
Mhm.
say that figuratively, right? He has Luka there. Austin Reeves can contribute, give you big numbers, like, but LeBron's gonna have to give you 25 points. He's gonna have to give you 6, 7 assists, and he's gonna have to hit the boards, and he's gonna have to make an impact in that fashion. I think the upside that you could say from the Lakers side of things is that, to your point, Nas Reed 6 for 9 from the 3-point line. Like, yes, he can hit threes, but like, God dang, like 6 for 9 from the 3-point line. Like, damn,
Even like that's a good point. Even a guy like McDaniels, like he went 3 for 3 on threes,
11 of
but
14 from the
11
field.
13 from the field. He only missed 2 shots all night.
Yeah, 11 of
So
13.
you know that's why I was saying like guys have those type of games, and they may not have another game like that again in the series.
Yeah,
So
but does
you
Ant
know
turn it up another notch? Right,
for
like,
sure.
does
Oh
Ant
yeah.
explode for 35? That's the other
Oh
side of
yeah.
that,
The
because he had
fact
nine
that
assists in this game one.
yeah, I think he do. And the fact that Julius Randle only shot 11 shots, that really shows me the growth of him. Like he only shot 11 jumpers. Like
Yeah.
that's growth in my opinion. Because if Julius, like he one of those guys that's he gonna get his shots up for sure.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Like, stepping to the side to an extent.
Yeah,
Um,
let Nas, Reed, McDaniels, do their thing. So yeah, man. But for the sake of D-Rail's mental state or whatever, I'm just saying the Lakers going to win. I don't want to disappoint my boy, man. Hey, I'm gonna say the Lakers gonna handle business tonight.
yeah, I do feel that as well. I do like the Lakers to win. I like the Lakers to cover the spread as well. I believe it was 5.5. The last time I checked. But moving on, we can let's take it over to the East. Let's talk about one of the games that took place last night. We had a game two
Oh yeah,
out east. The Knicks and the Pistons, man. You
man.
could argue that the Pistons should have won game one. They did
Yeah,
blow a decent lead in game one. Knicks end up winning by double digits. We get it, right? But once again, Detroit comes out, controls most of this game. Cade Cunningham has a day. What are your thoughts on this series so far as it's tied 1-1?
man. This is like for sure, when I look at the other playoff series, this is for sure like a top two series. Like the intensity, like to your point, like the Pistons definitely could have won game one. Tobias Harris scored like what 20, 22 points in the second half or something like
The
that. So
first half, the
oh,
first
the
half
first
came
half
out
rather.
came out cranking it. Yeah,
Yeah, he was locked in. But my question is, what this was last year when y'all played the Knicks in the playoffs, bro? Like,
I'm starting to think it's something in the water in the Sixers
yeah,
practice facility. There's something
man,
in the water,
my
dog. I
guy
don't
was out there going 0 of 5 and things of that nature. It was crazy, but yeah, man, like
know.
this series, bro. Like last night was one hell of a game. I got to give Dennis Schroeder a lot of credit here. Like he dropped like what 20 points off the bench. You start to wonder like a sure Thompson fouling out, was it a low key a blessing in disguise? Because like when Dennis Schroeder came in, he just kind of controlled the game. Just played at his pace and helped the Pistons ultimately get the win. And then also like I see what the media trying to do here, bro. I don't know if you seen this, but some reporter asked Sure Thompson. It was something like, "What's it going to take? Like, is it hard for him to guard Jalen Brunson or something like that?" And you can kind of tell that they're trying to stir something up. But basically, long story short, Sure Thompson said no, but it's the way he said no. And Jalen Brunson got him fouled out last night, and that's just something to keep an eye on, like that matchup between Asher Thompson and Jalen Brunson for sure, man, moving forward. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, that was a big time win for the Pistons to steal one on the road is always important. And yeah, like Kay Cunningham, what he had like 32, I want to say. Was it 32 or something like
Um,
that?
last night I just have his series numbers written down here, but let me check real quick. Yeah, it was definitely in the 30s, though. To your point, 33.
Okay, so yeah, 33 points. That was huge. And that's pretty much it on the Detroit side of things. Like Tim Hardaway shot the ball pretty bad. Malik Beasley, you would hope that those guys going back at home, the role players tend to shoot the ball better. So they're going to need those guys to knock down their threes or whatnot. So that's pretty much it on that side of things. Now on the Knicks side of things, man, Karl Towns, he definitely got to be better than that. And there's no way Mikal Bridges should shoot the ball more than him. That's something that I noticed. I think Mikal shot the ball like 18 times, and Cat shot the ball like somewhere around 11, I want to say. Let me double check. Yeah, Carter Towns 5 of 11 from the field. Mikal Bridges 8 of 18, 3 of 11 on threes to be exact. So, if Carter Towns going to be a second option, at bare minimum, he has to shoot 18 or more shots a game. So, if they could kind of work on that or what. Now, obviously, if Mikal Bridges is getting left wide open, then hey, he has to shoot the ball. But I don't think that they probably ran the offense enough through Cat to get the shots that he was looking to get. But Brunson shot the ball 27 times, and yeah, that's kind of what you want your best player, shooting the most shots. But if Carter Towns can be more aggressive on both sides of the ball, then I think that New York shake back for Game 3.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. Like, overall, you say that you say that New York's going to shake back for Game 3. I picked the Knicks to win this series, man. But the way the first two games have gone, like, I don't know why I should be confident that the Knicks should win this series at all. Like, I don't know why I should be confident in that at this point. Like, they took them to the wire in game one. Once again, Knicks spread. They get away late in that game. This game, they control the whole way. Yes, the Knicks, powered their way back a few times, got it real close. Jalen Brunson has been unguardable in this series for sure. He's averaging like 36 points a game right now. But Detroit is just approaching it from a whole team standpoint and perspective. They're getting contributions from all over their roster. To your point, Dennis Schroeder gives you 21 night, right? Maybe the next game it's going to be Tim Hardaway Jr. hitting, 3 to 5 threes in a game. So, like, that's the type of roster they've put together. You got dogs like Malik Beasley. Dennis Schroeder is a dog on defense. He plays his part there. And to your point about Cat, man, Detroit has some athletic bigs and Paul Reed. I'm familiar with him, obviously, and
Yeah, you know
Jalen
about
Duren more specifically, who just can beat you up on the boards, make you work, make you have to box him out. And I think that just wears on a guy like Cat. And let's just be honest. We've
Here we
seen
go.
this elite version of Cat all season with the New York Knicks, scoring the rock specifically, dominating the glass. This is who Cat has been for the Minnesota Timberwolves in the postseason. So, like, this game is closer to what Cat has been, in my opinion, for the T-Wolves than what game one was, where he had some pretty good numbers and he dominated and played physical and, showed the whole repertoire. So I'm still not sold on Cat, like, being this prolific guy in the postseason and being able to support Jalen Brunson. And then the next thing, man, is once again just looking at you mentioned the matchup between Brunson and in the Thompson twin, and that's fair. I'm looking at the matchup, and it's not a direct matchup, but it's Cade Cunningham controlling the game and Jalen Brunson controlling the game, and these guys are going at it right now. And I'm like, the thing I find most interesting is just seeing who comes out on top in this series between those two, because it's hard for me to decipher who is like the better player, quite honestly, because they're both just elite. Especially when you talk about scoring the rock. The other thing I am going to shout out Tobias Harris. You mentioned him a little bit there. His numbers right now, through 2 games, he's coming up big for the Detroit Pistons. He did whatever he did in Philadelphia. That is what it is. It's not his fault that he got offered the contract, man. 20 points per game, 9.5 rebounds per game. He's shooting 58% from the field, 55% from the 3-point line, and 100% from the free throw line.
Let's get it, man.
He's playing good, veteran, leadership quality basketball for the Pistons. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know where this series is going to go. I picked the Knicks to win this, Joe, but I really – I'm not so sure about it.
Man, you get my mind all over the place right now. Like, number one, you were actually the reason why I picked the Pistons to ultimately win this series. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, to your point, why are the Knicks favorite to win this series when you just sit back and just think for a minute? And it's like, man, the Pistons really got a shot to beat these guys. Like, they got a pretty good, well-balanced roster. But also, man, like D-Rab made a comment right here. I want to respond to this really quickly.
Yeah.
He said, did I hear a blessing in disguise? Yeah, like, sure, Thompson found out was a blessing in disguise. The reason I say that because Dennis Schroeder got a chance to close the game. There's no guarantee that Dennis closes that game and for sure doesn't foul out. My point is, you've seen how huge he was for the Pistons when it came down to closing the game out. So that was the point I was trying to make. And then lastly, man, like, when it comes down to Carlton Towns, right? If this team loses to the Pistons in the first round, this would not be a good look by any means. And you would start to look like which direction they want to head in. Like, do they address the coaching thing with Tom Thibodeau? Because we all know that Tom Thibodeau plays his players heavy. These guys are playing 38 or more minutes in the regular season. So, that's something to definitely keep an eye on, man, for sure, moving forward.
They invested a ton of money in their starting lineup.
A lot of draft picks.
They invested a ton of money, though. Like, there's a ton of money just tied up in their starting lineup. And it's just like, where is the money going to come from to fill out the roster in the future? We don't have to go that far just yet. It's a 1-1 series. Maybe the Knicks come out game 3. Maybe Karl Anthony Towns answers the call. OG Anunoby steps up. And they steal one back in Detroit. We'll see. I'm not gonna rule it out. I'm just not super confident in the Knicks right now. Not super confident. Let's go to the other series that had a game 2 last night, man. For my money, the best series so far, easily. These two teams are going at it, but the LA Clippers and the Denver Nuggets, man, it's a 1-1 series. Kawhi Leonard, dog.
No better way to put it.
Like,
actually, that's simple.
Is he the best player in the NBA? Like, I'm kidding. But, like, is he just the best player in the NBA again? Like, is that just what he is again? Like, all of a sudden? And I know it wasn't all of a sudden. Like, the last month and a half of the season, he started cooking. But, dog, he missed what? Like, 3 shots? Or how many shots did he miss in this last game? He had, like, 35 plus.
Well, James Harden said it best. It felt like he didn't miss a shot. If I'm being honest, like the way he was just, I'm talking about some of the shots. Did you see that shot he hit before they went to halftime?
Yeah,
Over,
just
like
just kills your spirit. Like
yeah, like those are like the type of shots that demoralize you as a
he
punter
missed 4
anyway.
shots, bro. 15 of 19 from the field for
And like
39.
two of his shots were like 3 pointers. I want to say right.
With 2 of the shots,
He missed
is that
was like
3
3 pointers.
of 3 of the shots were three
Three.
pointers.
So
The
basically, you get
3
the
of the
point,
4
right?
missed shots. Yeah.
You get the point. Like anything inside the perimeter is his. Mid range, getting to the rim, getting to the free throw line is his. Like,
Yeah. It
so
is crazy. It's crazy, bro, to watch him at this age, past all the injuries. The main thing, man, I really need him to stay healthy. Give us this full series and let's see how this plays out. On the other side, man, you had Jokic. He comes away with another triple double. 4 for 8 from the 3-point line, 26, 12, and 10. He's doing his part. Jamal Murray had a game. Michael Porter Jr. stepped up in this one. But you look back on these 2 games in Denver, man, and game 1, like if Russ is not hitting these clutch ass threes, what does this series even look like for real? Because the Clippers had control of that game in game 1, and then Russ hits that 3 in the corner. I say control. It got tight at the end. Russ hits a very clutch 3-pointer at the end of that game 1. And they ultimately coast to a win from there in OT. But it feels like the Clippers are the better team so far, even though it is 1-1.
it's funny you say that because you said that the Clippers had control in game 1, right? That's how I felt with the Nuggets last night. They had control of the game. They just gave it away. Number
Yeah.
one, the Nuggets committed 20 turnovers last night, bro. Like that was the same numbers the Clippers had in game 1. And we all know that they end up that translates to them losing that game. And also yesterday, like the Nuggets missed 8 free throws. Jokic alone missed like I want to say 6 of them. He was missing some free throws. And
Yeah.
also
No,
he
you're
had
right.
like
You're right.
let me make sure I'm saying this right. No, Jokic had 7 turnovers last night, and he missed 4 of the 10 free throws he shot. That is not good. Like obviously he had the triple double, but Jokic don't turn the ball over, so
Yeah. He's more
that just
efficient than that.
4 of 10 on free throws. But also he's just tired too. Like they can, definitely
Has
play
to
a part in
guard,
that.
has to guard
And
Zubac
Zubac,
or
man,
someone, right? Like if it's
yeah,
not
like
Zubac, it's
bro,
somebody else.
it just like anytime Zubac does that post hook, I swear it's like he doesn't miss. like, like he just
Zubac, it's crazy how he's elevated his game too,
yeah,
man.
man. Shout out Zubac.
Norm hit a huge 3 in
Yep.
this one,
Yep.
man.
Over Jokic. He did that.
Ugh.
Man,
Chris
this
Dunn, you shouted him out all season this year. He's had some big moments. He just does all the little things. He'll hit a corner 3 in a big spot. He'll strip Jokic from behind in a big spot, right?
mhm.
He's made some big impact plays. The Clippers look good, man. The Clippers look good. We'll see how game 3 goes back in LA. But this series has been great so far.
Yeah, for sure. Like also real quickly on the negative side of
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
for them to even just push this series to 7, no, to 6, let alone 7. Christian Brown has to give you double figures every game. Like
Yeah.
2 or 7 from the field, 0 for 2 on threes. They're just not going to cut it, man. Same
And
thing with
taking the
Aaron
big shot
Gordon.
at the end too.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna be honest, bro. The Nuggets actually should have won that game last night, and this game will come back and hunt them later on in this series. Watch, because if you think about it, like that last shot, Christian Brown shot, I seen Gordon in the corner wide open, and I think I seen Murray near the rim, sort of wide open, but they kicked it out to Christian Brown for the last shot. But yeah, they definitely had. This was their game to lose for sure. Because my point is, bro, when you look at the Clipper side of things, outside of Kawhi Leonard, you didn't feel anything else. You felt every bucket Kawhi gave you. Meanwhile, Harden, Zubac, Norman Powell, not so much. So yeah, you have to win
Yeah.
the games like that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I just think like anytime the game at the end is coming down to like a Russ 3-point shot or a Christian Brown 3-point.
Yeah.
Christian Brown 3-point shot. It's just
It didn't even hit the rim.
it should not be those guys taking these shots. And like Russ hit the big one in game 1, so be it. It happened, but like I would feel all right about him hitting that shot. Like I'm okay with that. Like I'll live or die with Russ hitting a game tying 3.
That's fair.
I will live or die with
That's
that.
fair.
But to your point, you have the 39-point game from Kawhi. It's so close. You kind of have to win it. We'll see how it goes when they get back to LA. I'm imagining this series stays tight.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's move back east, man. The first matchup for tonight, game 2 of the Indiana Pacers and Milwaukee Bucks series, man. This one got chippy in the first one, bro. We had Dame and Hallie arguing.
Certain words.
I couldn't believe what Dame said, but all right, standing on business.
Words, they get broke up. They get said amongst men. We all know what that translates to. And
I'll beat your ass.
And he said the other word after that too. So, you know.
Oh man, what are your thoughts? Let's start with the actual game. What are your thoughts on the Bucks' performance? Obviously, no Dame. He should be back tonight. What did you see in this first matchup? What did you like from Indiana's side?
You funny, bro. You funny. You said, what did I see from the Milwaukee side, right? It's obvious. Kyle Kuzma. 42 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, 0 for 5 from the field, 0 for 2 from three-point range, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 points, 2 personal fouls, and was a minus 24 on the court. That is beyond terrible. Now, don't get me wrong, Torian Prince has 0 points as well, but this is about Kyle Kuzma. When Damian Lillard is not playing, you are the second best player on this team, and you go out there and give this team 0 points. That is just ridiculous to me. And Doc Rivers had the audacity to actually take up for this dude. Like,
Doc Rivers had the audacity.
Yeah, he had the audacity to
come out and say that they need to get the ball, right? Like Kyle Kuzma and some of these other guys on the team. You are the head coach. You can design plays to get Kyle Kuzma the ball and get him shots. Man. Like they both need to be held accountable here, Doc and Kuz.
Yeah, for sure. More so Kuz, if I'm being honest, because that is just beyond.
I agree. I just don't think Doc can come out and say what he says after it. Because, like, if Kuz is not asserting himself, you can draw up plays to force him to assert himself and make him take shots. But I do agree. I think it always starts with the player at the end of the day. To your point.
Yeah, I mean, it's a reason why he only played 22 minutes. Like, come on now. Like,
this
is a playoff game. Like, most of your key guys are playing over 30 minutes.
I think they need to continue to explore other options. I mean, Gary Trent Jr., Kevin Porter Jr., they may just be better options in this series against guys like Nembhard and Mathurin, right? These guards, right? That can score the rock.
Like, you know, when it comes down to the Milwaukee Bucks, one of their strong suits have not been on the defensive side of things. I mean, not the Milwaukee Bucks, the Pacers.
Yeah.
Their defense hasn't been their calling card all season, but I have to give those guys, credit. Like, the Milwaukee Bucks was the league's best three-point shooting team, and they were limited to 2 of 16 in the first half of that game, and overall they finished 9 of 37 on threes. Yep. So that's just a testament to the Pacers defense in that game. You definitely give Miles Turner his props. He was a key, guy in doing that. So, and then Giannis, man, he only had 1 assist.
Yeah.
Guys weren't making their shots. So, to that point, just shout out to Indiana. Miles Turner had 19 points, 4 blocks,
It does beg the question on the other end, though. Is this just a horrible outing from the Milwaukee Bucks? Obviously, no Dame. He returns. That will help with the three-point shooting, of course, and spacing the floor for Giannis. So, is that just the worst that we may have seen from the Bucks? Maybe. I do want to comment on the Hallie and the Damian Lillard stuff because I saw this comment on X, and I apologize. I didn't get the handle that tweeted it out, so I can't give proper credit. But somebody said, Tyrese Halliburton, you only see him talking after a win or when his team is in the lead. And I found that very, very interesting because honestly, bro, I looked at his numbers, the way he was talking on the sideline. It was like he had like some elite performance to where he can be talking shit to Damian Lillard or something. And so I just found it so interesting. Then I go and look at the numbers. My man was 3 for 13 from the field.
Damn.
0 for 7 from the 3-point line, 10 points. Damn. He had 12 assists, 7 rebounds. He did his thing in the other facets of the score sheet, but just don't think he needs to be the one talking. Like, and the on the other side of things, he be over there looking like a fucking sad puppy when the Pacers start losing. And so I just think it's funny that he tries to act like this big front runner, like talking shit to Damian Lillard. And honestly, what it has caused me to feel, man, I'm now rooting for the Bucks. Somehow I've gotten to this point where I'm rooting for the Bucks. I'm rooting for Damian Lillard tonight to come back and bust Tyrese Halliburton's ass.
Hey, man, you got to be humble, bro. Like, this is Damian Lillard we talking about here, one of the all-time greats. Obviously, he hasn't won a championship, but he's still one of the best to do it. So, hey, Halliburton, my advice to you is to be humble. Real quickly, man, like, you know that, have you been seeing any of the comments that Tim Hardaway had to say about Halliburton? Because he said that if Halliburton played in his area, he'll bust his ass or something. And he said that Halliburton does a lot of talking. So I don't know if he's been talking trash to, Tim Hardaway Jr., which is, Tim Hardaway's son or whatever. So it's some type of, maybe he's slick with it, though.
Right. That's what I've been wondering. Like, does he just be saying some slick shit? He probably has like that Drake type of trolling type of shit on the court, I would imagine.
He just probably say, or maybe he play like mind games or something.
Get under people's skin.
Yeah, that type of stuff.
Tim Hardaway, to his point, probably would cook that move. Tim Hardaway 1-on-1 though is a different like animal though. His 1-on-1 game was crazy.
He definitely had one of the best crossovers,
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
But yeah, it's interesting. Maybe, but let me put it this way: if Halliburton answers the call tonight, comes out, has a triple-double, maybe, drops 25 points, gets hot from the 3-point line, and maybe he cooks Dame Lillard. Maybe that happens. And then I'll have to eat my words and take it all back because he humbled me. So we'll see how tonight goes. Who do you think grabs this W tonight, man?
I think Damian Lillard back. I think Milwaukee wins. I don't think he's just going to jump into crazy numbers, but I think his presence alone being out there helps them. So,
I kind of do too, man. I kind of feel like the Bucks win 0 too.
Once again, then
he is ass, man. Like, I didn't know that he was that bad. Like, I don't know. I did not know.
It just goes to show you that. Real quick, like, due to his situation when he was in Washington, when you have the green light to shoot as many shots as you want, you can average 20 points, goddammit, and nobody would just criticize you for shooting all these shots. They just look at, Kyle Kuzma averaging 22 points,
Straight up.
Like that, so.
Straight up. It is. It's interesting when you put it like that. Pascal Siakam, he had a pretty solid game. Yeah, this matchup may work out for him. He was talking some shit too.
He fits really nicely with this team, bro. I'm not going to lie to you.
He does. He does.
Really do. Yeah.
He does. And it almost feels like, well, I guess you can go ahead and like say it. Like, he is the number one scoring option on this team.
Yeah,
like,
he's
Tyrese Halliburton doesn't have a bag like that. Like, he playmakes, but
if I want a guy to, shoot the last shot between him and Halliburton, I'm definitely going Pascal for sure.
Yeah, I feel that. I just think Halliburton's kind of corny. That's what he's giving me. He's giving me cornball. But
maybe he just still kind of salty. I don't know. But,
we'll see. We'll see how he continues to play this postseason. I got the Bucks tonight as well, but I think I definitely had the Pacers winning this series ultimately. So we'll see how it goes. But I do like your point about Dame returning and his impact outside of the scoring column. He might score 20 plus, but that's not what it's really about.
Just his presence alone being out there.
Yeah, exactly. The other game tonight, Memphis and OKC. And this might be a series that we don't have to spend too much time on.
No.
What
There's
was
really
it?
nothing to
A
say.
51 point. Am I doing the math correctly? 51-point loss for the
Damn, bro.
Memphis
Like,
Grizzlies.
man, it's so crazy. I forgot to bring up a point real quickly with that Clippers and Nuggets. Guys like Kendrick Perkins and Stephen A. Smith suggested that Kawhi Leonard retire, by the way. The reason I thought of that because like Kendrick Perkins had me rolling yesterday. This man went in on Jared Jackson Jr. on television yesterday. Bro. Like, he
Somebody
was
asked
having,
you.
bro. Like,
Somebody asked you, bro, because that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing,
yeah,
quite honestly. And I don't know where you go if you're Memphis. Like it's obviously not working. I think to be fair to OKC, they came out to prove a point in that matchup and to blow them out like that in that first game. But where does this team go? Obviously, Ja's got to get his shit together. Jared Jackson Jr., to your point, it just seems like this is who he is, man. Like we keep it like wanting him to be something else, be consistent, be controlled on the defensive end, don't foul as much. It just doesn't happen. Yeah, I think OKC is going to sweep this team. I just think OKC is
yeah,
on a different
it's
type of mission.
yeah, it's you said it best. We really shouldn't even waste no time on this
Yeah,
because
we can move
like
on if you want.
51, 51 points, dog. Like you know, don't get me wrong. Memphis had one hell of a week. They played us in that play-in game on Tuesday. They played Dallas that following Friday, and then Sunday they're in the playoff series. So
Yeah,
you kind of get the picture. They didn't have a lot of time to just prepare for the
that's
series.
fair. That is fair. Maybe they were tired, right,
Yeah,
from the play-in tournament. So we'll see what they look like tonight. They
yeah.
should be
OKC had a whole week off. A
tipping
whole
off
week.
soon. Yeah, the thing that worries me, bro, is like SGA like just didn't even have to do like anything like to win this game.
Not gonna lie, if he don't have to do a lot in this series, that is a scary sight for the rest of the league.
Yeah, if he can just coast in this series, that's going to be crazy. Because you would think he would have to work against Ja, but like the way his team's set up, he doesn't have to guard Ja. Like that's a benefit for SGA. He's got a ton of guys that can guard on the perimeter around him. He doesn't even have to use that effort. But let's move over to the East. We're gonna get those last two series over there, and then we'll finish out with your Warriors and the Rockets to end the show here. But taking it to Orlando and Boston, man. This one's interesting, kind of. And only because of an injury or a potential injury, right? And it's Jason Tatum I'm insinuating about here. He's doubtful for their next game, game 2 in Boston. I say all of that, and Boston, they showed they can win without Tatum, even with him in the lineup in game 1. You had Derek White going nuclear in this one, 30
Man,
points, 7
man,
for
bro.
12 from the 3-point line. If he's doing that, you can't beat the Celtics.
Yeah, and also like Peyton Pritchard, if he's giving you 19 off the bench, that's good
4
luck.
for 6 from the 3-point line. They just hit threes, man. Like it every time you think you get it under 10 and then they just hit 2 threes to make it, what, a 15-point lead all of a sudden. It's deflating playing the Boston Celtics. You had a great game from Paolo Banchero in this one, 36 points, 11 rebounds, 4 for 7 from the 3-point line. I wanted to ask you, man, how much does Tatum's health matter for this team?
In a series like this, not as much because we had this discussion. Like, even if he really don't play, they still good enough to beat this Orlando team. Like, I don't think that the Magic having a guy like Suggs not being available, that sucks for them. So obviously we know what Paulo and Fran is going to give you, but I just don't think that they have enough to compete with the Celtics. So I think that they can, handle business even without Tatum, if I'm being honest. And also, man, like, did you see that foul that Caldwell Pope committed on Tatum?
The one that injured him, or
Yeah, I think that was it. I find it
yeah,
to be so crazy how the referees upgraded that foul to a flagrant foul. Like that just goes to show you how soft this league is. Like, bro,
yeah,
the foul, like the man didn't even like he may have hit his hand, but it wasn't as bad. Like
yeah.
even Jason Tatum, coach Joe Mazzulla
Told him to get
told
him.
Yeah, he told him to get your soft ass up in so many words, man. Like you just sitting there crying and man, get up, dude. You 6'10". What is you crying about?
Respect.
Like it's crazy. Like anyway, man, like another point the Orlando they led by a point going to halftime, but it was the third quarter that pretty much the reason I said they lost this game because they turned the ball over 6 times in the third quarter. Overall, 15 turnovers in the game, which led to 24 points from the Boston Celtics. And you already alluded to Derek White, and I brought up Peyton Pritchard, but those turnovers was ultimately the reason why they lost that game.
Yeah, Drew Holiday really made his mark in that
Mhm.
third quarter, hit some big threes, got some big turnovers,
Mhm.
guarded Paulo Banchero, guarded Franz Wagner, like these like 6'10" forwards, and Drew Holiday's just guarding them. Like
He's a
it,
dog, man.
it's incredible the team that the Boston Celtics have put together. Like it is disgusting, quite honestly, when I watch them
Where they
play.
put
The way they play, bro, like I'd really like I think of OKC like they've been dominant this season. Cleveland has had a better record than Boston this season, but like in a 7-game series, the amount of threes that they shoot, like how do you beat them in a 7-game series? Like I really, we'll have to see. I'll have to see it to believe it, but I don't know. I don't know. I watched
yeah
Derek
they
White go 7 for 12 from the 3-point line, and I watched Peyton Pritchard go 4 for 6 from the 3-point
Mhm.
line. White gives you 30, Pritchard gives you 20, and then you also have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday. Like,
It's too many weapons, man. Too many weapons. And also a guy
does
like
not make
Sam
sense.
Hauser can get hot at any minute.
Yeah, that's a great point. They
If
got
they
other
if they
guys that
if
can
they
get hot.
start blitzing off him, he can catch fire. And also, man, like it's crazy how these people say that Drew Holiday was damaged goods, bro. Like these are what analysts said. They said that Drew Holiday was no good anymore. Like,
He's a
okay,
winning basketball player. That's what
yes.
he is. He
Take
makes
take
winning
notes, Bradley
plays.
Bill. Take notes.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great point. Staying in the Eastern Conference, man, we got Miami and Cleveland. This is the last Eastern Conference matchup to get into here. I got one initial question for you, and then you can take it wherever you want to take it with this series. Is Donovan Mitchell a like top 10 like in the league right now? Is he top 10 player? Is that clear that he's top 10?
Hmm.
Or am I tripping there?
When we talk about this, is like based off this past season or just in general, like
This past season, plus like just what we've seen from him over the years in clutch moments with teams that aren't as talented, like in Utah, right? In
yeah,
the shows that he's been able to put on as a player. So
yeah,
overall,
he for sure, yeah, he for sure top 10, man. I'll say that, yeah,
like, can we
for sure.
name 9, 10 players better than Donovan Mitchell for real?
Hmm.
Like Donovan Mitchell or Jalen Brunson?
Give me Mitchell. Give me
Donovan
Mitchell.
Mitchell, Cade Cunningham.
Give me Mitchell. Mitchell.
It's like he might not be more talented than Cade. He might be though. I'm not saying he's not, but I'm still just taking him in that matchup because he's a dog too. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I think one thing that gets overlooked with a guy like D. Mitch is when you look at the success that the Cavaliers had this past season, right? He didn't have to score a lot of points. This
Yeah,
man could easily average 28 or more points in this league. I
yeah,
promise you.
yeah,
But he don't have to because they got so many weapons. Guys like Ty Jerome, Evan Mobley took a leap offensively.
yeah.
Allen, Garland, like they got all
Brought in
these
DeAndre
weapons.
Hunter.
Yeah, they brought in DeAndre Hunter, so he don't have to just do as much offensively. So
Yeah.
yeah, but he's definitely one of the ones in this league for sure, man.
Darius Garland playing a lot better as well, playing a lot more confident. Had a great game in game one. What did you
Yeah.
see from Miami's side? Any any hope
Well,
there? Like
the number one thing that stood out to me, bro, I want to ask you this, man. Like, what is going on with Heyman Hawkins Jr.? Why is they not playing him? I've
I
seen some
great
type of
point.
report where he had some type of affair with Eric with Eric Spoelstra's ex-wife, and it is crazy. Like, he has been getting some weird playing time. Like, bro, this man is good enough to have more minutes than Highsmith, Duncan Robinson, and even Alec Burks.
I
Like, what
feel
are we
you.
doing here, bro?
I
Like, this
feel you.
man just dropped 40 points not too long ago, 3 weeks ago, I want to say. So why is he only getting 1 minute? Like, and
That
also he had one
that's
hell of a
crazy.
rookie campaign. Like, why is he only getting 1 minute?
Yeah, 1 minute. I don't know. That's crazy if he did do that with Eric Spoelstra's ex-wife. Like that's just nuts to do that. Like you got to be a
Yeah.
dumbass kid to do that with your head coach. But yeah, that is weird. We'll see what the Heat can do, man. I think the Cavs are just a rolling machine.
Yeah.
Evan Mobley didn't even have like his typical impact in this first game. I feel like maybe give a little bit of credit to Bam, but
Yeah, can you pull up D-Rail comment rule number one?
yeah,
Hey man, it's that simple, you know. So
I think that's fair. That's fair as shit. Let's finish the show out, man, because we got the Bucks and the Pacers playing right now. I do obviously want to shine the light on this Warriors team.
oh yeah, man,
Uh,
let's go.
Come out and get this game one W in Houston. Really set the tone with the defense in this one. But what are your takeaways? This is obviously your squad, my man. How do you feel coming out of that game one matchup?
Feeling good, man. Like our defense was everything, bro. Like we gave up a lot of offensive rebounds. We gave up like 22 offensive rebound, but that's what the Rockets do, man. They were the best offensive rebound team in the league this past season, but man, I'm feeling good. My guy Jimmy Butler, he went out there and dropped 25.7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 steals. Like he was just locked in, setting the tone for us. You know, Steph Curry did the damn thing, man, hitting some crazy shots in this game, man.
Yeah,
And even Draymond, I gotta give him his props too. Like that's why I say with a player like Draymond, bro, like don't get it twisted. I really don't rock with him like that no more. But I have to give him his flowers and his props. Like he's the type of player you have to actually watch him and see the impact he have on the game instead of like the box scores and things of that nature. But on both sides of the floor, like he was just bringing it, just setting the tone for us. And yeah, man, like if Shangoon is going to be the Rockets' leading scorer in this playoff series, I swear I'm not losing no sleep over that by any means. And that's no disrespect to Shangoon. Like he's one talented player. He will be another all-star in this league for many more years to come. It's just that I'm living with that. Like if they're going to run the offense through Shangoon and he do what he do, then hey. Now on the Rocket side of things, man, like Van Vliet, bro, I don't know what you think this is, but bro, this ain't 2019 no more, dog. Like you was just
two for
shooting shots.
13.
He was
Yeah,
just he was just letting it ride, bro. Like I was like, damn, like he's really shooting it. So if he's going to keep shooting over 11 shots or more a night, then we're winning. That's what we want. We want him to shoot those shots. Jalen Green, first playoffs game, didn't perform well at all. He really typically don't perform well against my Warriors. Like the way we guard him, is one of the best in the league. So but that's pretty much it, man. Like Houston, they're not a good 3-point shooting team. Like that was one of the key things we have to do. Like just
yeah,
pack the paint, make them shoot jumpers or whatnot, and I like our chances in beating them in six. So yeah,
yeah. There were some hasty conclusions made about Jalen Green online after this game for sure. I thought it was interesting. It's funny, man. You see young guards throughout their career. You're gonna have, I guess, a few of these in the postseason. I don't know if you have them this bad, but he definitely is going to have to be better. Like I know you said he doesn't play well against you guys normally. He's going to
yeah,
have to change that for them to
yeah.
to
We have
really have
to.
a chance
We have
in
to.
this series. How are you feeling as far as like series outlook? Like, do you feel like still six? Are you feeling a little bit more confident after this one? Because for them to
Uh,
only score 85 points, bro, like that's alarming. Like I don't know. I just didn't view the Rockets as like this team that could just be held under like 90
yeah,
points. Like that's kind of crazy.
yeah. Maybe I'm just being nice and saying that we're going to win in six. Maybe I'm just giving them a game, but realistically, I get honestly see us beating them at five. If I'm being honest, like I don't know why. Like my confidence is so high that we're going to win our next game on the road, and if we do that, then it's over with, bro. Like, I don't just see
Yeah.
us, letting down at that point. So Actually, that's a good. I'm glad you asked me that. Matter of fact, Warriors in 5, man. Forget the 6. Hey, I was being
So you're
nice
gonna
at
lose one in
first.
Golden State.
Yeah, they could take one from us at home. Yeah, but
Yeah, backs
we
on
got
the
this at 5.
wall, down 0-2. They could win. They could win game 3 and then lose game 4 and 5. I could see it. We'll see, man. Like that's the thing with these games or these series that have only had one game so far. You can't like measure it just off that one game because like Jalen Green could come out, over the next couple nights, whenever that matchup is, game 2. I think it's like 2 nights from now.
Mm.
He could have a big game, maybe. I don't think he will, but it's just interesting to think about. Like, can the Rockets prove to be what they were in the regular season? I guess is what I'm getting at. Like, they don't have to beat the Warriors in a playoff series, but you can compete and take this series to 6-7 games. But the way they looked in game 1, I wouldn't go that far. We'll see if they can
Yeah.
change the narrative. Any final takeaways just from the action we've seen so far? Obviously, we'll be back later this week to get into it further once more action takes place. But any other takeaways from the playoffs so far, my man?
Nothing much, man. I'm looking at this. D-Rail just said it, man. I was looking at the score for the Bucks and the Pacers, and they're down right now. So we'll see how that game goes. But that was pretty much
Right.
it, man.
We're
Man,
gonna see.
make sure you guys follow the TikTok page NBA to the Galaxy. I will be posting some clips from this podcast episode, just in case you missed it or whatnot. Keep you guys alerted or whatnot. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it for me.
Yes, sir. That's going to be it for this episode of NBA to the Galaxy podcast. If you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please head over to YouTube and do so. We're trying to build up to that 200 subscriber mark, and then we're going to go from there. But let's get to 200 first. Help us get there. Hit the subscribe button, turn the notifications on, and also be sure to follow my man Slim at RTR30111 on X. See some of his hot takes live in action. And you can find myself at Scotty Drown. You can find the pod at To The Galaxy Pod, as Slim mentioned, on TikTok and X. That's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoy the hoops tonight. We'll see you later this week.
Peace.
Peace, everybody.